Hello friend, namaste. This video will help you to understand what is solvency and the liquidity. So you will clearly understand both the concept and what are the types of solvency, and for all the relevant point or generally asked question regarding solvency, we'll cover all these things. So let's start with the first point. What is the difference between the term solvency and the second is liquidity? So liquidity refers to both an enterprise ability to pay short-term bills and debt. Okay, this is liquidity, short-term debt and short-term bills and debt. This is what it is, liquidity. And now, what is solvency? Solvency is opposite of that. Exactly. What is then? Solvency is a company's capability to sell asset quickly to raise cash. It is also liquidity in short term. In short term, and insolvency is opposite of that. To company ability to meet long term debt. It is to and continue operating into the future. So you hope understand the liquidity and solvency position. What is liquidity for short term and solvency for long term? Okay, so now the four types of solvency. What are the four types of solvency? So there are debt to asset ratio, interest coverage ratio, the equity ratio, and debt to equity ratio. Understand four ratio? Again I repeat, the four ratio are debt to asset ratio, debt to equity ratio, interest coverage ratio. So in the next video we'll see the formula for all these four solvency ratio. So what are the formula for all this solvency ratio? Okay, so now next question is asked, is high solvency ratio is good? A company with high solvency ratio is more likely to meet debt obligation, so reducing the risks of loan default. So answer is yes. If the solvency ratio is good, is high solvency ratio is good, then the company is able to pay its long term obligation. So the answer is yes, it is good. That the solvency ratio, if the company has high solvency ratio, then it is good for the company. So now the next question is, then what is the formula for solvency ratio? So solvency ratio is debt to capital ratio. Okay, so what debt we have and what the capital we have, right? So total debt and total capitalization is the solvency. Simple. Okay, total debt upon total capitalization. So what is solvency ratio? Or total asset and long term debt. Absolutely. No, what is the, if we have a total asset, what if we have a total asset, say 1,100 crores here, and we have an obligation of 200 cr, so what it means, it is solvency ratio is low and the company is not able to it's hard to repay its loan debt. Okay, so if it opposite, the loan is less than the asset, then it is good for the company definitely. So what does a solvency ratio, what does 1.5 solvency ratio means? According to IRDA, a solvency ratio is what, as per IRDA mandate, the minimum solvency ratio for insurance company must maintain 1.5 to lower risks. So what four things you have understand this from this for solvency? If the company able to pay its debt in short term, it's called liquidity, and opposite of that for long term, it is solvency. Okay, then what are the four types of solvency? Debt to asset ratio, interest coverage ratio, equity ratio and debt to equity ratio. Now the next question arises, is high solvency ratio is good? The answer is yes, because if high solvency ratio is there, then company able to repay its capital, its borrowings. Okay, and again, what is the formula for solvency? So debt, simple. What are debts? Debt means what are a loan they have upon total capitalization, or debt to capital ratio it is. And second formula is total asset divided by total debt on, or total long term debt. So simple as. And what is 1.5 solvency ratio? So according to IRDA, solvency ratio should be minimum 1.5 to lower risks. Okay, hope you like video, and if you learn something, please comment, and if you want something else, please also comment. And if you're new to our channel, please subscribe our channel. Don't forget to press bell icon button. Thank you.